That's why I split it. That's why I split it.
Alright then, well, I had to shut down the server, but yeah, we'll do the intro again. So, welcome along to the 11th round of the F1RC Season 11 campaign for the British Grand Prix, the home of Formula 1, and 18 corners around the Silverstone circuit. Very famous circuit, and lots of cars lined up here at the exit of the pit lane, ready for qualifying. Alright, everyone ready? Cool. I don't care if you are or not, because the green flag is now waving, and qualifying is a go. Q1, Q2, Q3. Go on. Alright,
Come on, England.
Who the fuck already got stuck with the prawn?
Shit.
What happened?
No way.
Who got stuck?
Is it Pixel? No, Pixel's in a Rusties.
Yeah,
Pixel's in a Rusties.
that's why
Okay,
no.
okay.
this is why-
Oh, hang on a minute.
shit.
Shell joined the... Shell? Why okay, Shell, I mean, you could get whatever
That was
car...
here?
You could get
Holy
whatever...
shit, that was...
You could get the freaking Red Bull
I
or
got-
Ferrari
Maxi, I
or
got
something if you wanted to race. Just get in the car,
Oh.
get in the random car, and just drive. I would advise it not be the Ford, but yeah. Alright, you could get the Audi if you want. There's a Red Bull and a Ferrari. The Ford has that broken, what's it called? The broken camera.
I'm gonna be
Oh
right
no,
back.
wait, no, that's Bacon. Bacon's driving that car. Never
Oh,
mind.
this turn collides off.
Did
honestly.
Chris
Hold on.
flip? Save that? Okay.
Right, I think I fixed Pixel's brawn, so if you want to.
Jordy, have you removed the
Yeah.
auto unflip or not
Yeah,
yet?
no, not yet. I'll do it for the race. So the quality shutdown
Okay.
thing will be at, will take a sec, but we'll be fine. Alright, who's starting their laps? Let's see. Alright, Bruno maybe? No. Green? No. Who's the first one to start a lap? I can't really tell. Or it looks like it's the McLarens. So we'll go on board with the two McLarens. The Verratti and Danny basically going wheel to wheel here through turns 1 and 2. Danny slightly bit more wide through turn 2. His probably going to compromise his line into 3. Verratti a little bit deep behind his teammate at the moment. You can see Danny onto the grass, getting a much better exit than Verratti though. There's a Mercedes of Axford in the background as well. So let's see what the two McLarens will do as we go onto the Wellington Straight right now and into Brooklands with the BRDC clubhouse to the right-hand side of the first sector. Looks like it is Mellon who's going purple with a 24.3. The two McLarens, currently Danny with a 24.5 and Arati 24.8. So 3 tenths down on his teammate right now. As Lewis saying, battle of the midfield. Okay. Alright, we continue to spectate the McLarens. We're still on board with Arati. Let's go on board with Danny here, actually. Let's see what Danny will be doing as we enter Magazine Beckett's ahead of his teammate. Into a bit of oversteer for the McLaren, but I think he should be fine. This is Danny's home race, of course, and McLaren's home race. So let's see if Danny can get a good result at his home track. And it's set, looked like it's a 35.5, and Arati up on his teammate by exactly 1/10 of a second through the, or no, just about 1/10 of a second through that middle sector. Through Stowe we go of turn 15 and into the Vale chicane of 16 and 17. Does Danny take it well? Looks like he has. Very nice through there. Little wide at the exit. And onto Club we go into Hamilton Straight. Newly renamed Hamilton Straight, of course. As we cross the line with Danny, he sets a 26.3 and beats his teammate by about 2/10. And then Mellon quickly replaces him. And he's up into P1 with a 24.6. As we see Greninja Warrior going purple in that middle sector for Braun GP. He's obviously won this Grand Prix last. Oh, there's a Lamborghini who's going backwards. And I think that might be Luca. You're not allowed to do that, bro.
No, that's not Luca. That's Bruno.
Oh, Bruno, you can't do that. You cannot do
Yeah,
that.
Yo.
I was looking at him for the last part of his lap. He went a little too wide at club corner. Got cut out by the gravel and then spun around, so he's going to have to go again. Is he going to get a grid shot for that?
Yeah, there is a penalty for going backwards
I'm
in
checking it,
qualifying.
hold on.
I'm pretty sure it's a 5-place grid drop. So
Driving backwards is a 5-place grid drop for any driver that does it. You actually are a nerd, Jordy. Anyway, so Bruno 5-place.
I wrote the freaking
No, it
regs.
just happens so much because everyone's so incompetent.
5.
That's why Jordy knows the penalties by heart.
I wrote the regs,
No,
bro. Like
he's
what?
He's the one who wrote it.
I wrote the regs.
The one who wrote it.
Okay. All right, Bruno,
No,
you have a
Maxi,
5-place
you know
grid
that.
drop for driving backwards in qualifying, which is not allowed. So, Bruno, yeah.
Or the Sigma.
Bruno,
Anyway, I've got
5-place
some
grid
chips
drop.
right now.
Nice. All right. Well, Chris is going to provisional pole with a 24.0, 5/10 quicker than Greninja Warrior. That is quite immense. It's only Q1, mate. Calm it down. Chris probably will be the favorite for pole positions. We have about 40 seconds remaining in the session. You might want to get that wall ready, which it is ready. Looks like it is.
Green jumps out of his car, he's abandoned his lap.
I think he's going to go for one more. But, yeah,
He's
going to
going
go for
for
one more. Yeah.
Demo
Better than the start of
goes
this
to
final
126 flat. As here we go with Green on his final lap
Yeah.
in Q1.
Alright, so let's see. Greninja Warrior, let's go and spectate him through turn 3 we go. Alright.
Oh, Kanye set
No more laps allowed to be set. The wall drops down. So no more laps are allowed to be set. These are the laps we're going to have to count for the drivers. And the bottom 5 obviously will be eliminated. And that is currently Luca, Axel, Eagle, Shell, and Bacon. Currently only Eagle and Shell have improved in the first sector. And Shell is in the Red Bull right now. Luca says it's GG. So that is going to be it for Luca. A track that he absolutely hates. He will start at the back of the grid for Red Bull. So not for Lamborghini, I believe. Yeah, I think it's for Lambo. Jan just messaged me he won't make it.
I'll
So
be second for Kanye in the second. 34-6.
oh wow, he is absolutely cooking here right now. So
He is flying.
flying, yeah. But we go to spectate the Red Bull of, I believe, Shell.
Kanye-
Lots of oversteer to the
Kanye
final
backed
sector.
out.
Shell across the line. He doesn't improve, and Shell is knocked out of qualifying. Meanwhile, let's just spectate men for the sake of it. Oh, he wasn't even. Okay. Oh, wasn't even improving. All right, because yeah.
No,
All right.
Chris
Well,
just largely cut the entire track.
huh?
Kanye, how
Seems
do you
about
manage
right.
to do that?
There's Eagle to
Chris
cross the
just
line.
cut a very
Eagle.
big part of the track.
Chris cut.
Yeah,
If you got a replay of it, or a clip of it, send
I
it.
do have a replay of it.
I hate to be that
Wait,
guy, but
how
Bruno's
big-
driving
how
backwards
big
again.
is it?
Well, he's got a 5
Yeah,
place
but
grid
that's
drop,
because they're going to the pit lane.
so yeah, he's
They're
going to the pit lane.
this
They're going to
time,
the
so
pit lane.
all's closed.
Yeah, pit lane is the only time you're allowed to, it's not a, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
so the
no,
bottom,
he-
the bottom
not this time.
five, the bottom 5, Luca, Axel, Shell, Eagle, Bacon, they are all out in Q1.
When did Chris cut? Because if he cuts on his final lap, then that's just like because he's already fucked it. If it's before his final lap, then it's a 5 place. I just read the rules. I'm not a nerd.
Okay,
I know.
so
No, it's cutting at any point, isn't it?
I don't know.
No. It's also cutting a severe amount of track to gain an advantage is not permitted. If a driver is found guilty of doing so, they shall receive a automatic 5 place grid drop. If done in a race, it's a 5-second time penalty. Basically, if you cut to get an extra lap, it's a 5 place grid drop. So,
Also, Lewis, get the wall up so people can actually go.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, shit. forgot
Yeah,
about
let's
that.
get out, mate.
I can move that wall.
Yeah, my bad. I got this.
There we go.
You
Alright,
can go.
drivers to the
Come on.
pit
So
lane
do
exit.
you want the clip or not?
Yeah, I would like to see it.
Okay. I'll quickly then once Q2 begins, I'll do it.
Okay. Alright. So it should be 9 people here. 1, 2. Goddamn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, and these lot are out. Okay, so there's that. Q2 will now begin. Green flag. Alright. 9 drivers. Go
Joe,
on.
you good?
Just flank them or something.
Is it bottom 5 still out? or is it
Yeah, it's
bottom?
still bottom 5.
Oh. Alright. Yeah. Crush, how are you calling your drivers bad? Like, your drivers are actually not that bad. The decent point score is minimum.
They're better
That's
than you.
good.
Sob.
Jordy, you know you should. It would. Fuck. You know what would be really funny
What?
if you crashed that on Crush again.
Bruh.
Get out of my fucking DMs.
I mean, he would really
what
need
was
to
that?
piss
What
me
was the
off.
crash out even for? I wasn't here for that.
That was
Crush
for
kept
that was in
DMing him for
Qatar.
no fucking reason.
It was Qatar
Oh.
that I crashed out on them. Alright, okay. Alright, let's see this. Right, okay,
Bottom 4, top
think,
5, right?
okay, send out an FIA, please. Yeah, I was just... Matsky, send out an FIA, and,
Look.
Ratty's going to be the first one to start his lap, followed by, I think that's green?
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
green.
green and then Danny.
By the way,
Alright.
are we doing bottom 4?
Bottom 5.
Oh, Quali's already over, Maxi. It doesn't matter.
Yo, Jody said that he
Yeah,
wanted it
no.
in FIA.
Yeah, just send it on the and then look, there's no the rules does say cutting at any point. I'm pretty sure it says at any point. So
Well, no, it just says if
Before
you drive
in
the
the
cuts, and there's no specification about
no,
it.
there's a specific thing
Or the
about it.
McLaren. Then
Yeah.
taken by Pixel. What a weirdo.
Nice, alright. Alright, one of the first sector looks like it is Melon going purple once again with a 24-1. What's it called? So looking pretty decent for the rest days of Arati. Flying through Cox Green War is slightly gaining on him in the first sector. Green hasn't validated, and actually Arati matched Green's first sector, so there's that. Going through Magnus and Beckett with it probably is a cut for Arati.
Oh, who the fuck was that McLaren that just spun?
That was probably Danny. Yeah, it was Danny. So Danny is just spun it around at Maggots and Beckett's, but he keeps it going. So yeah, 2.5 minutes remain. Arati did invalidate his middle sector. Melon so far is on a lap right now, and he's actually backed off. So
The Lamborghini is going to come through then, and then he's going to, the second to last corner, he is.
yeah, that is
First
Bruno
time I've
Raptors.
seen
That is Bruno
He's going to
Raptors.
set. A time of 25.3 in the first.
Who's the
sector.
other? Who's the other red? Oh, it's Demo. My bad.
And then Chris takes it. And then Chris takes it with 24-1.
24-1 for
How-
Chris.
how
1.2
lucky.
seconds quicker than him. That is pretty outrageous.
And
Okay, so
Melon's
what do we FI? What do we think about that?
Think about what?
That check the FI channel.
I think it's just fight.
Okay, I'll see.
What's the firstly? What's the penalty?
5 place.
5 plays.
I say mass execution.
Mass execution.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say 5 place grid penalty for Ocon.
Get out. Anyways, what's it called? Bro, that was. You're lucky there's no soundboard on the stage. Otherwise, I would have played the cricket sound. All right. Anyways, 1 minute remaining. Oh god. All right. Let's see. Bottom 5 currently includes Voltaire, Green, Pixel. So both bronze in that bottom 5. Well, Green is on an improvement lap. Pixel, Arati, and Danny. So Green definitely needs to get a move on. He's just entering the final sector now. He just needs to keep this lap nice and tidy, and he should be through to Q3. And here comes Green to cross the line. P8 climbs up the P2. That'll easily put him through. Arati is improving. Arati improves up to P4. He's got 30 seconds remaining, so Arati does start his final lap, and he's on the brink. Oh, Melon goes P2. Bruno not P4. So Arati at the moment is going to be eliminated, but he still has another lap, and it's slightly wide through turn 2, and all over the place through 3 and 4. So not ideal.
It's also a shot because Pixel hasn't set a lap yet.
Oh yeah, and Pixel currently is on a lap right now for Rusty's. Well, I mean, it's for Braun, but he's driving the Rusty's car, and Pixel trying to improve. Voltaire is on an improvement lap 5, or 3, 2, 1. Red lights come on, no more laps allowed to be set, and let's go and spectate Voltaire and see what he's up to in the Mercedes from P9. Can he maybe get in the Q3? No, he can't. Voltaire out of qualifying. Danny improving in the first sector. Pixel hasn't found an improvement, nor is Demo, nor is Arati, whilst Chris is going purple in that first sector. So let's see and go and spectate Pixel right now and see if he can maybe improve in this middle sector. Everyone's still in the middle sector right now, so we'll see.
Danny with the 24-2 as he go through Maggots and Beckett's now.
Demo has improved in that middle sector for Red Bull.
Oh,
Pixel
Danny's gone!
Oh, Danny spun off. Danny spun off at, that's the exit of Beckett's right there.
Oh, Bruno's hit the wall as well.
Danny's gone and he's out.
Danny's out of qualifying for McLaren in his home race. Not ideal for him. Pixel is improving in that middle sector. So is Demo. Let's see what the Red Bull's up to cross the line. Demo, oh, invalidated that final sector. What about Pixel for Braun GP? Also in his home race. Lots of oversteer exiting the Vale chicane and onto Club and the Hamilton straight. Let's see if Pixel can make it in the Q3 in his home race. And he cannot.
Does
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Pixel with his home race eliminated. Oh.
That means Raffi just goes through, just.
No, he doesn't. It's bottom 5.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
It's bottom 5. It's bottom 5.
I'm about to do it.
Alright, well, bottom 5 eliminated, and it is Danny, Voltaire, Demo, Pixel, and Arati. And Bruno got into the 24s and managed to make it through. Q2 results, bottom 5. Alright, perfect. Alright, so Q3, just 4 drivers, and it's maybe the 4 drivers you would have expected. Chris, Melon, Green, and Bruno. With Bruno obviously having a 5th-place grid drop, though, so remember that. But let's start Q3 then. Green flag.
Here we go.
And Q3 is a go.
He's going to take pole in Silverstone.
Here, let me do this. Out qualified Pixel on my return now. Bruh, that's wild. It's Pixel. Fair enough. Alright. Wow. All the drivers completing their outlap. But, question is, who will be the favorite for pole position? Will it be... in my opinion, I think it's going to be Chris, who is probably the favorite for pole, of course. Green does have a shout. We know that Green can thrive in big moments like this. What's it called? And let's see if he can lock in for Bronze GP, or would it be a surprise show with Melon? We know that he can pop out in Q3 out of nowhere. You would think he might maybe only qualify P3, P2, but he somehow snatched his pole away. It happened in Bahrain. It happened in, I don't remember what other track, but yeah. Let's see. Or maybe Bruno just somehow. Bruno
Why is there a
maybe steal
Merc on
this.
track?
There's a what?
There's a Merc on track. He's just going through.
Is it Mercedes?
Who's
Mercedes.
Ita? It's Ita.
Oh, well, just. Yeah, there
They're
we
both
go.
there.
That'll
Send
do.
them.
Alright, well, the drivers. Well, Green go one to
Wow.
reset his lap. Chris, I think he. Wait, Chris is in a Rusty's? He swapped cars and is in a Rusty's
Reset
now?
Yeah,
Time.
with Melon.
Wait, Melon, he
I
swapped with
wish it
Melon.
because Danny was on the top.
Melon swapped. Okay, so Melon's. Okay, so they swapped cars. Okay. Well, we'll spectate Melon, I
So
guess.
here we go with Melon then.
Alright, let's go with Melon. And that is a interesting line going through turn 3 and 4.
Jesus.
Or turn 4, turn 5 now. A little bit of a wobble. Coming out of turn 5 and onto the Wellington straight we go. Alright, let's see. Into Brooklyn. Melon with a 24-2. Chris with a 20. Oh, bit of oversteer for the Philippine driver. Obviously, he does reside in the UK, so this is kind of a home race for Melon as well. So let's see if he can improve. Green with a 24-0. 2/10 up on Melon through the first sector. Slightly wide though through Cops. Is that going to be a corner cut?
Who's the fucker on track in Maggots and Beckett's?
Oh my god. It might be Voltaire, I'm not sure. But we go through Maggots and
Kanye.
Beckett's with Melon at the moment. It looked pretty smooth through there. Exiting Chapel, the middle sector's a 34-8. Bruno with a 34-9. Chris with a 34-4, but doesn't really matter. And currently Green looks like he is up on Melon so far on this lap by about a 1/10 of a sector, so a 1/10 of a second, so 3/10 total throughout the lap. Into the Vale chicane we go with Melon. Might be a cut. It is. Always cut it. He's fumbled it. And Greninja Warrior. Greninja Warrior. No, you can't go backwards, Melon. You can't do that.
Did he? Is that a penalty?
I didn't see him entirely go backwards, so it continues. He continues. But Greninja Warrior, 24-2. All right. All right. So yeah, Melon did spin. So
Melon needs the best possible start for his championship.
Okay, I don't think that would have been a penalty because first of all he stopped, gave back the time, and also he did not go that far back.
Yeah. Well, he said he spun as well. So all right. Well, crucially, Greninja Warrior with the opening blow on a 24-2, won the race last season, sat on pole last season, and let's see if anyone can do better. Well, Chris looks like he wants to do better. 23-9 in the first sector for the Rusties. Really should be a V-card, but whatever. We're going to go on board with the Dutch driver. Championship leader at the moment, of course. Very wide through Cops, though. There's Bruno as well, letting the Rusties by. Through Maggots and Beckett's will go with a minute remaining. Very aggressive. You can see how aggressive he turns the wheel through Maggots in the middle sector. Chris with a 34-6 at the moment. Chris is leading the championship.
Chris is leading the championship.
All right. Through Stowe we go now. Slightly wide, does miss the apex and goes a little bit off the track, but it should be fine. Is into the Vale chicane with 40 seconds remaining in the session. Chris rounding the final corner now for Rusty's. And let's see, will he sit on provisional pole when snatch it away from Greninja Warrior? He does. 1:24.0. And another lap remains in the book for this driver in green. Has now started his final flying lap. Can he snatch pole away? You can see there's no Cortic at this. So, I mean, I guess you are allowed to do that since there's no CCs there. Greninja Warrior doing anything he can to snatch pole position away from the Dutch driver. What about Melon? Is he going to make it to the line in time? Yes, he's already crossed it. And Bruno, I believe so, he has as well. So the checkered flag will come out. These are the laps that are going to count for the drivers. Chris, 24.0 in the first sector. And Greninja Warrior about a 10th down. Not even a personal best for him. What is Melon going to do now as he completes the first sector? Melon on the 24.2. It is an improvement, but it's still slightly down. Bruno has invalidated his first sector, so Bruno's qualifying is over. His best result will only be P4 on the grid, and it's going to drop down to P9. Well, I mean, unless Melon improves right now, unless Melon improves, because Melon's still P4. Yeah. Chris Purple in that middle sector with a 34.3, Green a 34.4. It is very, very tight margins, and we enter the final sector. It's gonna come down to one sector. Green following the Rusties in the background. You can see him going through Stowe. Here comes Chris to the Vale chicane, very aggressive, slightly wide though. Might have crossed.
Bruno's out.
Alright, Bruno's out. Melon has also invalidated his lap. Here comes Chris across the line. It's a 23.9. What can Greninja Warrior do? It's a 24.1. He could not beat Chris, and Chris the only one that can enter the 23s. Melon has fumbled his love field, and he just absolutely bottled.
It's Q3. It's not a collision league. Why are you crying about impeding?
And Bruno, big toad.
Not even I'm shit enough to complain about that.
That is wild. And, what's it called? Bruno just told Melon to shut up, so that is crazy. Well, Melon will start P3, because he'll be moved up a spot, and Bruno will start P8. So, that is it for qualifying then.